All right.
Cool. Claims.
Claims. When I first thought of claims, I highly associated this with territory. I can never spell this.
Another R.
Ah?
E? No. E. Nice.
Claims and territory. And that made me think of this little scene here, which went as follows. You have a little hillscape, you have a river, you have forest, and then you have these different animals. One is a bear, one is, what was it? Like a cat or something. And then one is a bird, like a hawk, bird of prey.
Okay.
And
what do the lines represent in this?
we can write stuff here.
Okay, alright.
This thinner line represents the claim. The bear would say, everything, all these woods up until the river, that's my domain.
Okay.
And he enforces that. And, you know, if you ask a dog or a cat, why is this yours? To be like, I'm everywhere, mate. Can't you smell it? I've peed on there, I've peed on there. I'm all over the shop.
Or, come and take it, bro.
I don't see any other cats about. Talking anything, meowing.
I thought this was the bear you were talking about.
Yeah, but I've not seen bears in the wild. I'm not gonna hold you. And then the cat might say, "Oh yeah, you know these hills are this is my ends right here. You know, from the river to the hills, this is my ends." And the bird would be like, "This entire sky belongs to me." And then the human is like, "All this is John's." So you have this idea of different beings, different entities claiming the same physical space, and those claims have some kind of rule set. Sometimes the claims only work within their own species. Sometimes the claims are interspeciality.
Totally a word.
And humans don't really care about anything other than other humans.
100, yeah. Not 100%.
So
98%.
So that's kind of like a more of an interspecies claim, I suppose.
What about the strength of claims? Not from their reiteration. So, okay, we'll come back to this. I'm going to write it down at just here. Or of claims. Okay, go on.
So I'm just kind of trying to give you a narrative of what I was thinking about, because there are certain things that happen socially over and over and over again. There are certain concepts that, there are certain concepts that seem to predicate or rely upon these things that I mentioned, whether a lot or not. And they were things I was trying to refine.
Do you think it's evolved? The idea of the claim? Because I think it's beyond
the
territory.
idea of a claim has evolved, but the idea that claim is valuable in society is remained solid.
Yeah.
Or remained tantalizing.
Yeah. Titillating.
Titillating. The beating will be titillating.
Okay, so it's evolved. What does it look like now? Because it's beyond territory, right? In my understanding.
So there's from that example, there's a subjectivity kind of, and there's a nuance in claims. despite the fact that capitalism, good old capitalism, the first building block of capitalism, from my understanding, is land rights.
Yep. Just scratch me eye.
Oh, did you put eye drops in today?
In the morning, yeah. I do. It's like a routine. I've got hay fever, guys.
It's helping?
My eyes were getting really dry. They feel a bit dry now, but not as bad as... They're getting a bit itchy. And eye drops help. No. They're fine. It's not that. Otherwise, I'd be sneezing, not screaming.
That was a bird and a dog.
Yeah, that was amazing. I was trying to
do
figure that out.
No.
No.
Land rights. So something core, something pivotal to capitalism has to do with land rights, which has to do with claims.
Over something.
Over something.
Okay.
And so I still really believe in claims. Now, how has it evolved since then?
Yeah. So, for example, I claim that claims have evolved. That's a precursor to... not a precursor, that's a
I'm not sure about evolved, but I've definitely gotten better at applying it. It's definitely evolved, but I don't know how to say
in different ways, I feel like. You're applying it in different ways. It might not necessarily be that you're better at it. You probably are, because you're using it more. But claims are, in my head, they're assertions that you make. It's like an opinion is being worded now as a claim to differentiate between that which is true and that which is something that you're asserting in this moment. It may or may not be true. And the validity of that claim can be verified by others or yourself, because you can withdraw a claim, right? Like I claim capitalism sucks. That's a difficult claim to, like, it's a big one. Yeah. Unions are good.
And this is kind of falls under the whole thing of trying to digitize culture, trying to digitize and visualize ideas and concepts. And this is kind of an attempt to do that with claims, which is one of the core things that I've seen come up over and over again.
I also think that this is a very good way to remove No, it's okay, thank you. To remove the toxicity from conversations.
By clarity, or
exactly differentiating between that which you're stating as fact and that which you are making a claim about, or not presenting things as fact so much as a claim on your part.
When in reality, talking in English, it's easier to talk as if you're stating something as a fact.
Yeah.
Whereas what we all know, what's really happening under the hood, so to speak, is you have an individual and they're saying, from my perspective,
yeah,
or
this resonates as true to me.
Exactly. This resonates as true to me. I'll do that in a sec. Or from my experience.
Yeah. Or from my limited
this resonates
information, from the information that I've acquired, which is limited because we are human after all. This is what has been presented to me as truth and I'm repeating it.
Or it's happened so many times that it is valuable for me to see this as true.
Yeah.
Like if you're...
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that kind of disparity between we kind of know what's happening, but then the thing we fall into when we end up talking to someone, to kind of prevent those two things from overlapping and causing, people being salty and wasted time or whatever. That's one thing that we want to provide.
Yep. So, in your head, how will claims be used? In what way?
Claims
what problem
are like
are you
rule.
attempting to solve? Well, we've kind of already stated that.
Claims are a rule.
Okay.
You're in thingy mindset. Elevator pitch mindset.
PSI's mindset.
PSI. Pressure. This is a rule, and we apply it to certain situations to make basically games. And so if you're in a discussion game, then your claims will be the claims that you make in terms of the way the world is, or logical claims, or philosophical or moral claims that you're making. If you're a street artist and you like tagging things, then you would have territorial claims that are validated by where tags have been seen and which tag is the most artistic or whatever, or in the most daring place. If it's art, then the creator or the person who made the art popular will have certain claims upon it. So it's a fundamental tool that we can use to build up these games.
Yeah.
And when you were showing me and showing everyone how to make the elevator pitch, and before linking that to the thing I said on TikTok to you, which was, please can we make some games?
Yeah.
It would be, what's the stick?
Is it?
Yeah.
Nice.
Please. Please can we make it the game would basically be, you have two users.
Get closer.
They both have still don't know what it is really. So like you have maybe potential. I'm just making it up. You have two users. They have wants. They explain their wants to each other. They explain problems that they see to each other. They come up with solutions. Then one person says the elevator pitch, the other one iterates, trims the fat, says it, Then finally, one of them says the elevator pitch. The other one tries to explain it to make sure they're on the same page.
Yeah.
And then they both part ways. So that's a game that helps people to get their elevator pitch using the PSI framework.
Yeah.
And within that framework, you can have claims. Claims could be of either in the problems or in your values. I claim that human beings is where value comes from. That could be one of your claims in terms of your business model. Or you could claim that these samosas are banging. That's a claim that you're making.
Yeah, that is a claim.
And then solutions could be claims. And finally, if that thing ends up being successful, you would have a claim on that in some kind of way. So if you're spitballing online, someone sees it and they end up doing it, there is some expectation that the original person who came up with that idea, the person who came up with that idea first, has some kind of claim on it. Because we're in capitalism, that's usually financial, but I don't think it only has to be financial. There are other ways like respect,
there's a feeling associated
trust,
with claims over stuff. For example, something we've spoken about previously, which is when there's an artist, like a musician, who has very few followers, and you follow them and you support them from the beginning, or you listen to their music from the beginning, and then they blow up. What is that? What's that feeling? It's like a claim over that person's success, almost. Not in a financial way, not like you owe me something, but what is that? Because I think that that's very prevalent. A lot of people say stuff like, "Oh, I knew him when he had like 3 followers on YouTube."
Yep, I knew Ed Sheeran when he was on SBTV. Mm-hmm. Time Plus. This is tape traveling along it. And this is the big success right now. And the user knew about them here.
Yeah.
And if we have a popularity thing alongside this, there's some, the way I see it is through the investing framework. It's good to invest here. It's good to invest here.
Yeah.
And then to reward those users with something other than just money, because money doesn't really make sense. A lot of these people are broke, and even if you can scratch that itch without money, why not just do it that way? Especially considering we want more tea things, because there's so many new things in the world already. So this is kind of like the
Mayo?
binary tool. Everything's linked. And so that's kind of the idea of these tools, because it's called rules and tools. That's kind of the beauty behind it. Whether you have claims, whether you have T and U, whether you have binary, whether you have in and out,
We call rant. R and T. Rant. Bit that.
What is this? Sequencing.
Oh, you want this?
Yeah, you wrote it down here. Sequencing here. So here you said T is more...
Claims are more T.
Claims are more T, and sequences are more U.
But we'll have to come back to explaining that. Or you can do it.
The reason why what's happened is using the binary. So you can keep. So you have let's say 7 rules, right, or 7 tools. You can use one tool on the other, or you can use one tool on itself. Yeah. And you can do different orders, like on itself, on others, on itself, on its others. And as you kind of layer this cake, you create other phenomena or other visualizations that may or may not be useful. And that's kind of the fundamental design principle. That you start off with a few basic things that we see often in society. You can kind of interact them back and forth, and that builds up lots of complexity that people can use to explain the world around them.
I'm not gonna lie to you, dude. I'm so tired. I don't know what's happening to me. Well, I know what's happening to me. It's getting quite late.
And so here we have the binary tool that often results in 2. And then you can also use the binary tool that often results in
Opposites.
Yes, opposites, which we don't have anything for. And if you
0 and 1, no?
0 and 1 is the visualization tool, isn't it? And then if you apply the opposites to 2, and then apply this output to this sample, the result is T is more claim.
Claims are more T.
And U has a claim over sequences. And these two things are in opposition to one another.
So why is claims T? Do you remember? Can you freestyle it?
I think you said that.
I did, but can you remember? I can try. I think.
Is it like the Little Wayne argument?
What's the Little Wayne argument?
Like where you have like a family tree. And here up here you have Lil Wayne, and he's using auto tune. And so all the rappers down here, Future, Young Thug, what do you call it? Music, Lil Baby, they all have some kind of, they have to show some kind of respect or whatever to Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
Lil Wayne has a claim on the sound that they're using. But what was your example?
I think sequencing seems like it's more utilitarian, because that's what U is, in that it's ordered. It seems more orderly, right? That's what sequencing is. It's like grouping. It's orderly. Claims were traditional because it's about the individual and their opinion, the things that resonate with them, even the things that they accept as fact are subjective.
So in this same thing, you could do this. You could say binary tool, opposite tool, apply it to 2, and you could, instead of saying T is claim and U is sequencing, you could say,
why opposite tool and then apply it to 2?
Because oh, you don't think that's happening here?
Why do you think it's happening here?
The idea would be that if you don't use the opposite tool, then then it's just a different setup. For example,
but
male is more utilitarian. Exactly. If you were to say male is more you claim.
Sure. That would resonate.
Although is it? Maybe it's more T. I don't know actually.
No, I think women are more, because if you look at even interests, men care about things, women care about people. TU, done. Bosh.
Bish bash bosh. So
women give birth to children, men make products. They are products. I don't know.
Women give birth to products.
I love men.
It's in terms of how the thing is created. So if I say this is more you can say, well, based on the opposite of that, I would put this in the second box. Okay, but if that's not what's happening here, then we can simply get rid of the opposition tool in this.
Right now, I feel like that's not what's happening here.
Okay.
Because you can say this is T. Okay, given my understanding, this is T. Given my understanding of what this is, right? I think that the U version of this would be like
the U version of this, exactly.
Yeah. Would
exactly.
be this, or whatever. You know what I mean? Go on.
No, we're done, bro.
Are we done? Our claim's done. Give me a claim summary, dude. Here's what I think we should do. We use streaming as a way to understand things better, and then when we're ready, we make specific videos for TikTok and Instagram, Facebook. And so we use streaming as like a funneling method to get to the thing, and then when we're ready for the thing, we make a video and upload it onto TikTok, and rather than clipping it from here. Okay. So we have both, and they're kind of separate. So it's different. Okay. So one's actual content and one's documentation. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And do you never want to clip?
We can clip. It's just I think clipping is going to be harder, and especially if we break it down like this, I think having a understanding of what claims is and the process by which, we didn't. The problem is we didn't get to claims. Claims is a thing that we were explaining today. Explaining claims in 30 seconds, 1 minute, amazing if we're able to get that.
So are you applying the PSI?
No, not in
not in the rules of the PSI, but in the meta sense of
of
condensing something.
and iterating. Yeah, exactly. Once we know what that thing is, once we funnel towards that thing, then we make a video. The nugget of gold, it's everywhere, right? Okay,
so should we...
Give me a summary of claims. 30 seconds.
Should we try and make that our next video?
Well, our next video has to be... We're going to have to keep doing the pitch, regardless.
I mean, that's going to happen over time. Like, I don't want to do it every single time.
You said it yesterday, that you wanted to do it every day.
Yeah, but I changed my mind on the
on the walk. Okay.
Because, what about Thursday? What about Sunday?
Not every day that we're doing it.
Exactly.
Okay, it doesn't have to be. Fine, you put it out there. I was like, this is ambitious. You were like, let's be ambitious. And I jumped on the train, bro. And now you're like, get off. This ain't our train. We got on accidentally. You don't know where this is going.
No, you're doing this too. Alright, dude, so what we're going to do is... Wait, where's Mayo? And I'm just there like...
I
panic. Jump while he still can. There's no one driving. He's blind.
Okay. Alright, yeah, that can be our next video. So, and the cool thing is, our videos could just be reiteration. Or iterations of different things.
Okay,
once we have a better idea of what something is. You know. Or once we're ready to put something out there, apart from the elevator pitch, I actually like the idea of iterating our pitch, because that's the fundamental, fundamental aspect of PSI. Yo, this is catching non-stop! I like that, but I think with claims and stuff, once we're ready, so there's no pressure on us to like upload every single day. Unless we want to put pressure on ourselves, but that might just mean we're putting up really crappy content. Yeah. So. Okay. All right. So yeah, we don't have to start off that hard. You know what I mean? Okay. So claims. Try to iterate it for me. Try to give me a 2 minute, 1 minute, 5 minute, whatever you need. Explain claims to me. So what I know of claims, let me help you, not just throw you out into the deep end, because it's both of us. What I understand of claims is that it's a fundamental aspect of society. Claims over things. And claims about things. Right? That seems to be fundamental. Like, people are fundamentally driven towards claims. Or making claims. People make claims.
People make a lot of claims.
People do make a lot of claims.
Come
here! You need to be here.
Not really. You said this is a process. Like, this is the
But we're streaming the process.
That's why we need more cameras.
We do. We need the clippies.
Yeah, because there's no point in, or is there? My understanding is there's no point in jeopardizing the process of us working this out for a video that no one's going to watch, that we're also probably not going to clip.
Yes, but I don't think there's anything there that's going to help you.
Well, it is outside, looking outside. Like,
there's a window right there. Okay, alright, so.
I claim that he is quite good. I claim that he should.
Okay, so that's one thing about claims. Originally, you envisioned claims to be about territory, because, and then you can give your example about the birds and the cat and the bear, right? Or the fish or whatever. Like, make it very distinct, make it clear what you're showing, and then we can say how claims don't only apply to territory; it's beyond territory. Claims are something that we all do every single day of our lives. It's not only about land rights. We make claims and pass them off as fact.
See, the thing is, I don't think we're being precise enough.
Okay, good.
I think what you're saying is absolutely right. Ella PSI, what people say and what's actually going on is not the same thing.
What do you mean?
Where is my cream, Maria? Did you leave it in Paris?
Mm-hmm.
That's a claim of what may have happened.
You took it to Paris, didn't you? I claim you took it to Paris. Yeah.
Whereas what's actually happening, if we were to use more precise language, would be, recently I've thought of this item.
Okay, yeah.
I cannot find it.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder where it is.
Yeah.
Have you seen it? Have you interacted with it since I wanted to have it?
That's not what's happening. That's what should be happening. That is transparency. What's actually happening is, I can't find my cream. I suspect you've taken it to Paris with you. Because you were the last person to use it and I haven't used it since then. That's what's happening inside his head. That's the narrative playing out inside his head.
What you're doing is making a claim of the narrative that's playing inside his head.
I am, but everything's a claim. Stop it! We're claiming that people make a lot of claims, bro.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And that's kind of how you build up this visualization. That's how you build up these games. Is you have these core rules or core observations, clarify them, quantize them, digitize them, and then just apply them as people interact with one another.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, so the problem that happens when people talk to each other and the misalignment of what's really happening and what they're saying, and how claims associates with that are two different things. Claims is very useful in addressing that.
In addressing what? Sorry.
In addressing people acting as if they're talking fact when in reality they're expressing an opinion. Claims plays a large part in that. But claims isn't that.
Isn't that? It's beyond that.
It's beyond, because you need perspective.
So what are claims? It's okay for me. There are
Assertions.
claims on things.
Assertions.
On things or over things.
Go on.
So, or about things and over things.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly.
Right. So you can make a fact, or you can make an assertion about a particular thing, like gun control. Gun control. I claim that gun control won't work. We need to have more guns so people are able to protect themselves, and that deters things, right? Then you have claims over things. That is in my house. I paid for it. That's mine. That's my claim over this, right? Now you can have synthetic, and by synthetic I mean
synthetic, you know.
Synthetic claims, right? Which is you have official claims that are backed by something. So you have the claims in the real world and you have claims in the digital world. And they're quite different.
Oh, go on.
With how they're backed. My claim over this house, let's say, is I own it, and there's a piece of paper that says, there's a record somewhere that says I own this house, right? If I make a claim, I'm the king of Prestwich, right? There's no, apart from that assertion, that declaration, there's nothing there, and tomorrow someone could come and be like, no you're not, mate, fight me for Prestwich, and I'm like, I'm a pacifist, bro. I'm a dick. I'm gonna look for some quiet, remote area like Swinton. People can't find Swinton. I've heard. Right?
And even if you say you're the king of Prestwich and someone challenges you and you win, that doesn't then automatically make you the king of Prestwich, or does it? I don't know. Depends on the game you're playing.
That's what I mean.
That's
it's
the
like
bear and the fish and the...
This is mine. For the society that we've established, this is mine. And no thug can come in and be like, unless they manipulate me and take it from me, but no one can just be like, this is mine now. I'm like, alright, I'll be off. 911.
911, you listen too much to Eminem, dude. 911. So let's get down to business.
Okay. Whereas you're right. So those are synthetic, where it's forever.
Yeah.
What's the word? It's
Perpetuating.
it's not, because this is perpetuating. This is mine. If I own this is mine. That's perpetual. This is mine. If someone comes and takes it, that's the thing. There's no official record, but the fact that it exists in this place, it resides in this place. As long as it's here, it's mine until I choose to get rid of it or someone steals it, right? What I mean is, it's unstable. There are unstable claims and there are stable claims. That's a stable claim. Whereas I'm the king of Prestwich is an unstable claim. And I also wanted to talk about, one, now, stealing and what that does to claims and how we could incorporate that into claims. Like, you could just be like, Mari's out, I'm the king of Prestwich. Even though I haven't worked for it. Or lying. Mari told me I'm the king of Prestwich. Do you have proof? Nah, but she's my cousin. Do you have proof for that? Nah. But we look alike. They're like, they kind of do, you know. You'll be psychotic if you're lying. Another one. There are claims, and so there are opinions, and there are assertions, and there are questions. Which is like it's a kind of claim. It's a partial claim. It's an incomplete claim. It's not 100% claim. Not a question, not every question, but sometimes I say things that I'm not entirely sure about. Like we said earlier.
About wages.
Yeah, exactly. Like we're worse off, or Marcus's are out of touch. I'm not making that claim entirely. I heard it, it resonated as true. I'm not committed to this claim. But this claim...
So based on the old framework, the way that I would... Because
I'm putting it out as a feeler. And I can say, this is a 42% claim, boys.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
So what is that?
So
what's that
what you mean by 42% would be the weighting that you put behind it.
Yeah.
In a sense, it's the bounty that you're associating with the claim, or the trust that you're linking, or trust that you're using as collateral for a claim. And you can just say it for free, words are cheap, or you can back your claim with your trust or with money, with crypto, and how much you want to back it with your trust or with your money is how much you believe it's true. Or you could be bluffing, but that's just one game theory kind of thing.
Yeah. Okay. Alright. How much you back it with your trust or your...
Like how much you trust back it with your T value and how much you back it with your U value.
Are they worth the same?
It depends. I think it all depends on what environment you're in. If you're in a T value environment,
then no. Then T would be worth more.
You know, it's like, oh my days, he plays the piano and the flute, and you're in a music group. That guy's a real cool guy. But if you're in
if you pull up with 10 bitcoins, people are like, but can you even play the flute, bro?
But if you're in some kind of like
a trading
office,
yeah,
and you're just like, my portfolio, like Julie, my portfolio is booming. It's so resilient to market forces. People are like, oh, it's so small.
Okay, yeah, all right, that's interesting. Okay.
You were saying there are unstable claims and stable claims.
Yeah.
There's also unstable claims can become stable. Example, in the past, let's say a good 1500 years ago, saying you're the king of England is an unstable claim.
Yeah.
Because someone's gonna juck you.
People kept doing it.
Yeah, people kept doing it. It's me, bro. No, it's me, bro.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like, oh, you are right. Yeah.
Well, your kid's next. Your kid's next.
Come on, boy.
Getting him as well.
Keep one one of you alive every generation.
Anyone else? Think that again? And then the Scandinavians came over and they're just like, we want gold.
Yeah, like, oh yeah, famine, food shortage. Alright boys, it's time. We've waited 40 years for this.
That's messed up, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay. Alright.
So unstable claims can become
stable. And stable claims can become unstable. Right?
The monarchy might not exist in 50 years in the UK.
Bitcoin might not exist.
See if we're still going. Aww. Oh no, reconnect successful. I think it'll just be black for the time that we were not there, and then we're back online. Alright.
Sure.
So it's the same if we lose connection. If you lose internet connection, it goes black, and then it comes back when you get internet again. Okay. Yippee!
Okay. See, now the more we talk about it, the more it's difficult to summarize it into a minute vid. Maybe we just take advantage of these 10-minute vids. Alright?
That's right. We're gonna be the 10-minute kings. Claim.
Okay. Alright. Okay.
So certain games that
so
we can
let's
create.
write some of this down, bro. I'm gonna write a bit of it down. So we've got.
I need coffee, bro. I'm weak.
Are you? Yeah, I really shouldn't. This is my third cup today, and these aren't small cups. You know what I mean?
You woke up at 9, bro.
Yeah. Okay, so you've got stable. Ooh. Versus right? You have stable and unstable, you have strength of claims. Is linked to T, where the T would be trust.
Wait, you binary to
The U would be money.
Yeah, currency, money, yeah.
So you have claims are fundamental.
So why is it important to use fundamental things?
Huh?
Is it self-evident why it's important to use fundamental things or things we deem as fundamental?
Okay, so fundamental things. When something's fundamental, people understand it easier, I guess. Because it's more intuitive. Fundamental things are more intuitive. Fundamental to us, meaning. Is that the last of it? Okay. Fundamental also in terms of people. When something is fundamental, it's something people do.
Based on our definition.
Of.
What is fundamental?
Should we Google what fundamental is? Get a level of objectivity. Where's my phone? Yeah.
I can get you this. A hard drive. Will that help you?
For me. No, because everything's backed up. There's just something on my computer that I have no idea what's popping. Define. Yeah, I need to pee off too. Okay. Fundamental. Oh, we googled this. Remember for the primary original fundamental. Forming a necessary base or core of central importance.
Base or core. See, that has nothing to do with people doing it, but I believe it does have to. With our definition, I think it does have
Yeah.
to do with people doing it.
Okay, so maybe we want to explain what we mean by fundamental. So claims are fundamental. What does fundamental mean? Fundamental means so fundamental. What are the characteristics of that which are fundamental? Intuitive. And people tend or is it just intuitive? Oh, okay, another definition is affecting or relating to the essential nature of something or the crucial point about an issue. Okay, so related to a is to related
Fundamental.
So another definition, it affects or is related to the essential nature of humans.
Perfect. Then that. Then that, right? That's what it was.
Yeah. Also, if something is intuitive, I think people are naturally drawn to it anyway because it's intuitive.
Yeah, I'm just thinking of any outside, but I think so too. Because in terms of UI,
Okay.
iPhone is more intuitive to most people than Android, and they're drawn towards that, despite you having to subscribe to an ecosystem, despite it being more expensive, or it used to be. Now you can buy second-hand iPhones, which doesn't really make sense.
Okay.
So I think you're right. Yeah.
What fundamental is that which affects or is related to the essential nature of humans. That's how we're using it.
And the added bonus is it will be more intuitive.
Yeah. You know what this means, therefore.
What, diagonal line or the triple dot?
Did you know that?
No.
That means therefore.
That dash all
dot.
this
dot,
this
dot.
okay, this dot was slanted on both, so I thought, but it's actually just dots.
Yeah. Just 3 dots. That means therefore.
I didn't know that.
I got you, bro. I
Thanks,
know
bro.
how you like.
I do love that.
I know how you be liking stuff. Therefore, it is. Okay. All right. Anything else you'd like to add to claims that you think is valuable for? Let's try to fit as much information here. That's our guiding principle for. How that coffee taste?
Not bad actually.
How's it feel? Did you drink
Warm
coffee
and
the way
searing.
you were drinking that Schlo? Such a weird ass.
You drink coffee. You drink coffee
I can
like.
feel my skin peeling. I can see it in the corners of my eyes. And it's really creeping me out.
yeah.
But anyway, go on.
Sure.
It should. Why? Dry
Because
skin is normal.
unless you're a lizard, you should be a bit foreign to your human senses.
What are you talking about? Everyone's got dry skin.
My skin's like my skin peels like that, I guess.
Most men claim. Don't put on cream, bro. How is your skin not flaking all the time?
True, maybe I just don't get it. But I don't know.
But you put on cream every day.
That's just so it doesn't feel dry. It turns into powder. It just goes,
That's bloody gross. That's like a scaled in flake.
Yeah. It sure is.
Scale, something we can do tomorrow.
Scale is a core one as well.
It's good to start with stuff that's intuitive, easy to understand,
Yes.
and doesn't rely on other things in order to make sense.
Absolutely.
So, okay, anything else we'd like to put on here? Stable versus unstable claims. You've got the strength of claims.
Okay.
We want to assert that claims are fundamental.
Because T and U are actually groupings, right?
Okay.
Under U grouping, if you were to scale in here, you wouldn't just have money. You would also have, if you were to sequence this, money would probably be first. Second would be evidence, where evidence is linked to the scientific method. Or my understanding of the scientific method, because you're saying there's a whole book on the scientific method.
Mm-hmm.
My understanding of what I thought was the most valued action or iteration of the scientific method, which is one guy does an experiment, someone else somewhere else tries to do the same experiment and looks to see if the results are the same.
No.
But I think that's highly valued in you.
Yeah. But that's not a scientific method.
Whatever, I don't know what you call that.
Mm-hmm.
Objective observation or repeatable, what do you call it? Repeatable observation or something like that.
Yeah.
That would be in the top 5 of you valued in be.
You're
scratching your butt on stream.
Not my butthole. Just my. It's just like scratching this. What's
flagged.
the difference?
We just got flagged.
What's the difference? Should we do some ASMR naughty words? Butthole. You do one. But make it childish. So I did butthole. I can make it 18 plus, but I'm trying not to.
Willy.
Boobies. Are there any more?
Sweaty body. Let's stop here.
Okay.
So
that seems like a very natural stopping point. Go on.
It's so fundamental. I'm struggling to say enough is enough because it links to so many other things.
Tell
but
me,
I think,
and I'll see if this might not be enough. We haven't explained what claims are on this page. So this is a summary of claims that will guide us into making a video about claims to understand claims. And then we also have other things. So one of the things that we agreed we wanted. The coffee hit. Oh. One of the other things that we said that we wanted to do. That seems it's how is that different from flapjack? That's what I don't understand. You have two very similar things. That's the problem, and we like variety. We're variety people.
Yeah, but I didn't know that was coming. That was a bonus.
That's true. Okay. One of the things that we agreed on was making animations to illustrate core concepts, rules and tools. But we should also have just videos explaining them, maybe. I think as many as possible, just to get people. Different people will resonate to, or different things will resonate to different people in different ways. And so, what is a claim if you had it say it in a sentence?
So before you said, give me an example of other things it's linked to, maybe not everything's here.
Okay.
So that's where I'm at.
Okay.
And then I'll answer the thing
Okay.
you just said.
Cool. I used to love these, then my mum ruined them for me.
Why ruin?
She just eats them every day.
Oh, okay.
Every day. This is what she has every day.
Wait, actually?
Every single day she has one of these. Or half. At least half. Every night she eats this.
With black coffee?
With no,
Brew.
not black.
Brew.
Yeah, a brew.
A tea. Black tea.
Mm-hmm.
People make assertions about themselves. People make assertions about other people. In and out. People make assertions about the external world. On my days it's 8:30.
What's my Julie saying? When will you be back? I'm still in the lab. I'm still streaming off. I have no idea what we're going to eat today. Probably corn chicken nuggets.
I bought them again.
More? You finished your last packet?
I only got one.
Yeah, you finished your last packet. That's
There's
a
like-
very good way to dodge a question. I only bought one. That's not answering my question. What do you mean?
Because
Look over there!
there's only like 7 in a pack.
9.
Is it 9?
9.
Did I scoff 9 in one go?
No, one go! Did you check
With
the
nothing
salt
else.
content?
With nothing else. I literally just put
Did
them
you
in
like
as a
them?
snack. Yeah, I love them.
I had 3 for dinner.
You're attached.
That one day when you ate
but
without me.
You had a chicken breast and
What
you
did
had
you
a...
eat? What did we buy for you by yourself that day? I had 3. I had 3 that day, and nothing else.
Nothing else.
Nothing else. I swear to God.
You had a whole chicken breast. Vegan chicken breast.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
That was a different day. We didn't
Oh.
eat it that day. We didn't eat it that day. We ate it by itself. You can check the plate. You saw a picture of it.
I was looking at that plate in my mind.
Oh, that had the vegan shawarma type thing.
Mm-hmm.
We went to Tesco and there are a lot of yellow ticketed items. Okay.
Do you have potatoes? You can make chips. If you have a wrap, do you want to take? You take some wraps. Make wraps. Put salad in it.
We don't have salad.
I have salad.
I might just convince. Do you know what? These are difficult times.
Yeah, and your boyfriend is rich.
Boyfriend? What are you talking about? Person I know.
You know that to be online, you should be single as a woman. Nice.
Damn it! Now I need to start wearing low cut tops, bro. Okay, assertions about things and assertions over things, or over people, or slavery. You know what I mean? This is
That's
related
it?
more to domination. Dominate.
Dominate. Domination with a love art.
2 love arts. See? No toxicity. Or like a dark princess vibes.
XOXO. I don't know what you said. I think that's it, bro.
Okay. Okay. Examples. Okay, I really like that. I liked the example of territory. Old territory. That doesn't look right. It feels like there's an I in territory.
Right?
Is there? Should we find out?
I don't think
bet.
there is.
Should we bet? What are we betting?
Trust.
Pride. Oh, okay. We're different type of people. Who agreed to read the chapters? Oh, okay. Oh, nice. Is there food? Ho. I mean, at home. Wow. There's no need. Okay. Territory. My phone. Oh, it's an I.
Nice.
I knew it, but this feels right too. Will we ever spell territory right?
No love
First
on
go.
that one.
Don't deserve it, mate. That I does not belong there.
Belong. What disrespectful.
Okay, I like the start with claims. Oh, no,
Why is
clams. Clams are fundamental.
Why are you
Right.
using that, love? Okay,
Right.
yeah, fresh start. Yeah, fresh start. Tabula rasa.
You're a weirdo.
Thanks.
Claims
Clams.
equals fundamental. That makes them intuitive. I feel like intuitive's wrong as well, but we move. Okay, claims, fundamental, intuitive. Are we going into, what are you looking at?
Socks are in.
Yeah.
Other things that are fundamental.
R.I.P. Beautiful boy. What are you doing? What you've taken my pen. You've changed direction. What are you doing? How dare you take the pen out of my hand? Try
You
to change
paused.
course.
You paused.
It's like you pushed me out of the driver's seat. Full steam ahead. I'm like, oh look, Maya.
Snoozers lose.
There's mountains. And you're like, mountains.
You like it so much.
You know what else is a mountain? There are mountains in America. I'm off.
You like it so much. Go and join that mountain.
Alright. Stay with me for a second.
I'll stay
I'd
with you for
love
hours.
to write it down. A list
that
of
down.
fundamental things.
That's
are
literally
the-
that was literally what I was doing.
I'm not saying write down a list of it. I'm just saying write it down.
Write that down.
So as to not ruin
Derail.
what's on the yeah. Oh god.
Mm-hmm.
That's hilarious. We should clip that for Gargo
Clip it and
and Sanya just so that
TikTok
they
it.
can watch it. It won't make any sense on TikTok. I think only we will find it funny.
Okay.
Maybe later on, if we have any clout at any moment, we can be
remember
like.
when you were a while ago and you were like, you have like 38 clout.
Okay.
I wonder what it is now. Must
Me? Oh, you?
You made a claim about my clout.
Okay.
You were like, 38.
Okay. Out of what? We don't know. Okay, so now do we want to move on to the types of claims or what claims are? Or
What claims are?
examples.
What claims are?
So we have
Claims are assertions.
types. Okay, alright. Claims are fundamental. Okay, we could literally start with, actually, get rid of all of this. Claims are assertions.
Oh. Those A's are nice.
Ass.
Assertions.
Oh, you made it wholesome. Claims are assertions over things. Claims are assertions about things. Right? We feel claim. What is that?
Whoa! I think you finally crossed over into genius territory. We start writing upside down and backwards.
That claims are fundamental and therefore intuitive. We can maybe explain what that means. Types of claims. Okay, now we're faced with examples. Why is my mum calling me? And types.
Oh, days of the vibration was musical.
Hello? Oh my god, why is that on speakerphone? I'm in Baya's house. Ah! Why does it go so loud? Hello? Ow, we're still working.
Oh, because of the YouTube video.
Yes, of course. Will? No, I'm not spending the night here. Maybe, I'll have to let you know. Is that why you called? Alright. What? No, I'm not gonna come back. I'm just gonna go straight from here soon. Okay? Can I come on? Okay, alright. Can I come on?
Just gonna have a quick look at Obsidian. And we can.
What happened?
Oops.
I'm gonna run up to the little girls and
So transfer this to this.
are you writing?
Just the fundamental things we do tomorrow.
Okay.
Focus.
Oh.
Scale.
Oh, he'll leave in 10 minutes. How long till we're done?
We can wrap it. We can start wrapping it up.
Okay. Let's get an overall idea, and then we can tackle the video tomorrow. That can be one of the first things we do. Okay? Fresh brain. So now we have to decide. Yo, iteration is fundamental, man. It's beautiful. Do we want to give the examples first, and then go into the types of claims, and then give examples?
Iteration is fundamental.
Iterations are fundamental to working.
I feel like
that's what
the first
updates
time
are, right? Of apps.
The first time you really brought this to the surface.
So?
I think this is the first time you really brought this to the surface.
Yeah. Okay. So now from here we've said what claims are, why we're talking about them. Then we can go into examples, or we can go into types. Examples, I think.
Okay. Can have loads. Can have claims. Someone saying something.
So the first one you can talk about. It started with territory. So we have, so territory. Capitalism. Land laws. But interestingly, territory was the animal example.
Yep.
Land rights. And that's how it manifests now in our society.
Mm-hmm.
That aspect of it.
Yep.
So that's the
So you're applying sequencing to this.
over things. Right? That's the over things. And now the about things, I'm not going to write in the corner because...
You're smart.
And then you have... The about things is opinions we hold, whether that's due to things that resonate with us.
Bro, claims are very fundamental.
Yeah.
Because when people exchange, probably what, a fifth of things they say in a claims, at least.
Yeah. The limited information we have, things that resonate with us, our experience. Which is kind of both of those
So
things.
before it was experience and perspective were the two examples
Okay.
I wrote in blue.
Isn't perspective shaped by experience and biology? So I feel like perspective is shaped by experience and biology.
Perspective is shaped by experience. Perspective is shaped by experience. Perspective is shaped by experience. Okay. Okay.
So that's the things that resonate with us. That's perspective. Limited information. That's kind of experience. Yeah, kind of. Anyway, we can narrow it down further when we're doing the iteration. This is just a plan. Territory. Okay. And then, so those are the two examples. So that's, no. Yeah, 1, 2, and then types. You have stable, unstable. See?
Synthetic.
This highlights the fundamentality of the binary tool.
Yeah.
Literally, look, it's everywhere. Stable, unstable. What was that? Stable, unstable, and then we can talk about subject change.
What do you mean by that? Like, genuinely, these ideas are subject to change? Or?
No. Something that is stable today can become unstable.
Exactly.
It's more likely though. Oh, actually, I don't know whether it's more likely because entropy.
So if things are in, then the incentive will be for if it to perpetuate should be stable, and if it's out, then the things that should help it perpetuate are likely to be unstable. That's how I would draw the landscape.
What do you mean by
so?
Why would it perpetuate outside
the only reason
if it's unstable?
The only reason, let's say this was fizzy water. I thought it was fizzy water because of the bubbles.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say this is fizzy water. The only reason that the bubbles come to the surface at the rate they do is because of the differential pressure between the atmosphere and this.
Mm-hmm.
If the atmosphere was really high, then maybe gas would actually be going into the water. And if it was really high up, it would be leaving the water a lot quicker. And so, relative to where you are, that then indicates what the preferred state is. And so if you have something within, things that are within prefer stability. Modern societies are cities. Mm-hmm. Within the city walls, land rights, borders, brick, things that last a long time, things that are stable are preferred. But when you're traveling, let's say when you're doing Burning Man, things that are easily assembled and easily deconstructed are actually the things that are more preferential. Not things that you have to put a foundation in first for, and then iron beams, and then it's things that are easily assembled and disassembled. Mm-hmm. Kind of nomadic lifestyle. So depending on where you are, different types will lean towards a certain thing, whether it's stable or unstable. It depends on what environment this claim is being made in.
Okay. I don't think what you're saying always resonates.
Okay.
Because from the perspective of the person, what's in is what's in them. But what manifests, like, I value this house and the stability of this house.
Yes.
But it's out from my perspective. So it doesn't only perpetuate in its unstable state, it perpetuates in a stable state.
But you're someone who's invested in the stability of society. So people who are travellers in the UK... But
I'm talking about from my perspective. I'm applying perspective and the in and out tool, and I'm saying it doesn't hold.
But from your perspective, you
but you're putting
align
me in.
more to...
But you're putting me in.
Because you align more within.
But that's a technicality.
I would argue not.
But with Burning Man, mm-hmm. You're in.
No.
You're in Burning Man. You're aligned to make sure that thing runs successfully because you paid for it. You want it to. You've come here for a particular experience, so you're within the walls of Burning Man, and so you're in. You're
just same
but
way.
But that's the same thing.
The same way you're in the walls of your caravan. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
If you scale out.
But again, now you're trying to get me on technicalities.
It's not get you.
No. I'm not saying it's not me versus you. It's that you keep applying different tools to prove your point.
Of course, that's the whole point.
It's not the whole point. It just doesn't hold, I would argue.
If you can't see a valuable distinction between Burning Man and this house, between nomadic life and city life, then that's fine. I see a value in that distinction.
I understand what you're saying. Maybe you haven't explained. I sort of get it, but I don't see value yet. Maybe that's on me. Maybe that's on you.
Okay, let me go from what inspired me.
Okay.
That's why I started with the gas, because that's what inspired me.
Okay.
If you have, like for a bag of chips, you've taken a bag of crisps with you to space on the aeroplane, and on the floor they look kind of like this, and in the airplane they look like that. That's because the pressure in the airplane is lower, so the way that unit is interacting is different than where when the pressure is higher. So to me, me trying to learn from nature, the ultimate inspiration, what I tried to take from that experience was how a unit prefers to, the state in which a unit prefers to be in is often or largely dependent on the external environment that it finds itself in.
Yeah.
And so I took that concept and I just smushed it onto here and tried to apply it here.
Okay, so for example...
To claims.
For example...
Types of claims.
Land ownership wouldn't work in rural areas or indigenous areas where the concept of land ownership doesn't work. Or has never been introduced.
If you're in the Amazon rainforest
yeah.
and you move from area to area over, let's say, a 10-year cycle, and that's why you never have a problem with your earth not being infertile, I think land rights would be less valuable in that society. And one reason for that is they're more of an outside, they're more of a moving, they're more of a 1D, they're more of an out, they're more of a T, as opposed to if you're always in the same place, always ploughing the same field, then ownership becomes more defined. There's more value in having that clear defined ownership.
Okay, alright. Broadly understand what you're saying now.
And so in types of claims, because land rights has to do with claims, whether, because what you were saying is subject to change. In the first instance, you were like, usually things become more stable. Or you said, usually things become more unstable. Can't remember which one you said first.
I said first things become stable, or something that's stable will become unstable.
Unstable. And that's kind of the quantum second law of thermodynamics kind of argument, where if you have a system with no external energy, things will tend towards disorder. Entropy. I wanted to try, I thought it was an easy or a useful fit to apply the phenomena of the crisp packet and be like, whether this type or the unit tends towards a stability or instability is largely dependent on the environment that it's
I agree.
In.
Yeah. 100% with you now. Cool. Alright, so we've got types, and then we can give an example of a stable and an unstable claim again. Then we can have the nuances about subject to change and whether it tends.
Julie's like, what's my baby?
Where is she? Whether it tends to stab or unstab. Depends on. Oh, I trapped it.
Oh.
Depends on the environment it is in, right? So, for example, E.G. land rights.
Yeah.
In UK. Unstable.
I'm the
King of Manchester.
Oh yeah.
King of Prestwich.
King of Prestwich.
Prezi. Right? And now we have a broad idea. This may not be sufficient. It may be too much. We'll find out in the iterations. Cool.
I feel like we fenced in a thing and we're just going to... But I think we've got a good bit of dirt. That there's definitely some gold in here. We just got to shake it.
Yeah, I agree. So this is how I envisioned doing these, getting a better understanding of the thing. That's the thing.
And then TikTok video.
Yeah, or just a social media clip, but just for understanding. We can make it fun as well. That would be cool. And this one we could pay someone to edit. Right? Get like. So
what I thought was we do take 1, take 2, take 3, They'll all be different lengths depending on how intuitive or the feedback that we get. And if we get a good understanding, we get decent feedback.
That is me breathing. It was me breathing, right? I was like, where's that coming from? It felt so external. Wild. Go on.
But it's your own body. Once it gets to that level, then we pay someone. Like iterate, feedback.
Yeah.
This is good. Okay, let's make it into da-da. And then when we do
feedback
the voice,
from whom? Our friends.
This TikTok, let's say.
We could literally send it to our pals. Most of our friends don't know anything about this, so if they can understand, that's very good feedback, because we're not going to get much interactions with iterations, I don't think.
You don't think the elevator speech?
The elevator pitch is cool. It's also like a weird trend. It's a thing that people do, doing it every day until you get it right, or till it goes viral.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And we do different versions of it.
Yeah.
That's kind of different. Whereas this
right.
is for understanding, and I think we can still upload it.
You're right.
But I think if we share it with our pals, I think, and because we're showing it to people that don't understand it or don't have any understanding of it. Can you understand it from this video? If not, then it's not enough.
Okay.
All right.
Awesome. So tomorrow.
Can we start earlier?
I mean,
please?
I wasn't planning. It's because we had one plan.
All right.
And then went to another, and then we went to mum's.
Yeah.
So that was like 3 hours of wasted time.
Yeah. We're siblings.
Narrow down on claims.
Yep.
List things that are fundamental.
Yep.
That's probably enough.
Okay.
And then, if not, emotional maps. But I think we're going to get stuck upon what some of the fundamental stuff.
Definitely. Why it's fundamental. Does
it means.
Does it link to our definition of what is fundamental?
Why you like it. When you were saying, the reason I came on board is because of education, I thought it was really valuable and really really... It was great that you brought that to the surface. All right, love. Well done. I've been a good shower. Put it for my lower. Get a good cry. Wow. Be a good wow.